Okay, I'm kind of excited about these cards for the Divine Feminine. I mean, I've really been, I've been through the ringer for the last couple of weeks, I'll be honest. No, the last month or the last 5 weeks, I've been sick. That's why I have not done any video, but been doing just some sharing of some stuff. But I'm starting to feel a lot better. I'm actually on a lemonade fast, the Master Cleanse. And I'm day 2, which means I haven't completely withdrawn from food. I would just kill for some vegetables right now, which is good. That's a good thing. Because usually, the second you start fasting, what do you start craving? You crave the foods that are good for you. So I made the decision. It's time to cleanse that system, purify, and do what it needs to do to raise my vibrational frequencies in the body to match the vibrations that I feel are all around us. So that's how I begin with our reading today, to say I am excited about these cards. The first card that came out, and I will stop just a second and I will say that the cards I'm using is the Goddess Tarot. We're using the Goddess Tarot by Chris Wilder. And I have also pulled a couple of cards from the Ascended Master deck, which, indicates a couple of different things, which we'll get into in a minute. But let's look at that first amazing card, the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, we absolutely bust right out of the gate with the Queen of Pentacles, which is, the Divine Feminine, the fertility of the Divine Feminine. If you look at her, she is completely decked out. She's jeweled. She has riches beyond, anything imaginable in the physical world. It's like she actually has the capabilities of the physical manifestation of the things that she wants to create. Okay? So, in addition to that now, I mean, she's got it all. She's got the manifestation of the abundance. She's got, the beauty, the harmony, the fertility, the warmth, the affection, the love. She is all that, you would expect of a real divine feminine. Okay? She's embodying this. All right? Now, what else is going on here? Because there is this piece of the divine feminine that really has arrived. Okay, but what else is happening to go along with that? Interestingly enough, what is the Three of Staves showing us about the divine feminine? Well, she's waiting for her ship to come in. Okay? So on one hand, she has all that she needs, but on the other, she's still waiting for her ship to come in. Now, she is about to embark on a great deal of cumulative success, all right? She has the ability now to transform her goals into action. A little bit like the Divine Masculine, all right? She's kind of in the same situation in that she is getting ready, but what she's doing is she's contemplating. So at the same time that she has everything that she needs, she's also a little bit waiting, and that's how I'm interpreting this. She's still waiting a little bit for her ship to come in. It hasn't quite manifested maybe to her in her reality. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is saying it's right there for you. But the Three of Staves is saying, it still feels like it's not quite here yet. Maybe it hasn't quite manifested into the physical. But trust me, it is on its way. All right? This is business success. All right? This is actually launching something that is successful. It is contemplating your plans. Where are you at right now with your plans? And it has all the earmarks for success. Okay? But it is almost that, I want to say, that pause that the Divine Masculine's going through in a different way. It is that pause as you wait for the arrival of what you know is on its way. So fascinating. All right, then we move over, and gotta love, you see the Love Venus card in there. That's always a nice card, and I always love the rich, beautiful red colors and the overtones, obviously, of love. And wow, isn't this saying that there is a real integration here in the divine feminine with her divine feminine masculine balance within self? So we have the God-goddess energy that is representative of the divine marriage, okay? It is delights, but these delights often come with a responsibility for another's happiness, okay? The more one loves, the more open a lover is to the beloved, the more the hearts become one, all right? This is the integration of that. Even just here within the feminine herself, it's the integration. It's the delight. It's the knowing that she is complete within herself, okay? This is a very strong indication that the divine feminine really is, regardless of where she thinks she's at, because there's a piece of this here that I know is here in this reading. There's a piece of the divine feminine that honestly does not see what is sitting right in front of her. All right, I think we're going to get into that maybe with the Three of Swords, but we're going to go from there. We're going to look at the Seven of Pentacles first. Okay, so looking here at the Seven of Pentacles, interesting. Waiting, expectations, right? She's waiting. Again, it's like it's all there for her, but she's still waiting for its fruition. She's watching over it. She's nurturing this plant that has her crop, her abundance, it's almost like, I want to say it's like her children, She's nurturing, not necessarily children, but whatever creation she's doing, this is it, And she's waiting for the fruits of her labor. All right. So isn't that interesting? We've got that in the Three of Staves, kind of waiting. We've got that in the Seven of Pentacles. So what is going on here, though, is I want to look at this Three of Swords because it's really calling me even stronger than any of the other cards. Let's take a look at that. Well, would you look at here? There it is. Okay. There is some residual energy in the divine feminine still. And it's coming in the midst of the most incredible transformative period that the divine feminine has experienced. But there is still old wounds and old pains being revisited with this Three of Swords. The Three of Swords indicates like a sharp pain to the heart, okay? A disappointment, the end of a love relationship, separation, all of these fears, sorrow, oversensitivity, okay? But what we have in this card is a need to transform this grief into a brand new understanding of who you really are. And it's interesting because I know some of the divine feminine have actually experienced this exact card. These are twins. These are, I want to say bona fide twins. These are people who I have known that they are at one or have this sacred union with this other person. And I've seen it firsthand. It's almost like, the divine masculine reading that I did, and if you haven't seen it, you really, really should take a look at it, divine feminine, just so you understand where the divine masculine's at. Although a lot of you listen to the readings through the divine masculine before this one, so you may have already heard it. But this card right here, it is actually, it's almost like the withdrawal of the masculine creates this pain and this revisiting of the abandonment. Okay? This is a general reading. Not all of you are going through this particular thing. I would like to say that the key words here is it's time to heal these wounds, Divine Feminine. It's time to take the programs that are running and to get to the nitty-gritty and get them gone forever, okay? And what will be delivered to you is this beautiful card, the World, okay? That's what's waiting for you. You are surrounded by the abundance, the creative expression manifesting into all the things that you've wanted. You're even sitting there on the edge. Well, you've accomplished, a lot of you have accomplished this divine feminine masculine balance. You're starting to be able to fulfill your own needs really, really well. Some of you are not experiencing any of the swords. You may have already gone through the swords, but mark my words, if you're not going through the pain, you are running some programs still. There is some programs running in you that need to be cleared and let go of. And they may have absolutely nothing to do with your partnership, with your sacred union, with, you may be in separation right now and you may be floating on cloud 9, but there is some piece that needs to be addressed. You'll figure out what it is, because there's so much happening in the world right now that's shifting and changing. The world itself is going to show you where your unhealed parts are. And you're being called right now to transform that grief into a brand new understanding, okay? And that is like the piece that needs to kind of click into place. This program needs to be shifted. This needs to be examined, looked at, and the universe is going to do that for you. You're not going to have to really do anything. The universe is doing it for you. It's showing up at the circumstances that you need, and it is forcing you by where you're at right now to master whatever it is. So let's take a look at this foundational world. What is this telling us? I think it's pretty clear with all that is here on this particular reading. I can honestly say this is delivering your reality that you wish to see. But you cannot take the old patterns into this new manifestation, your new earth. Because everybody is creating their own new earth. Everybody is creating it based on their belief systems, and you cannot take the old pain and the old beliefs with you. You have to uncover what those beliefs are. And what I'd like to suggest, and it's something that I myself have done just recently, you might want to start writing down what you say when you talk to yourself. What are the things you're saying to yourself about your situations that are causing you pain? What are the words that you use to describe that to yourself? And see if you can't write something that totally and completely rewrites it. One of the things that I did recently was, from a whole bunch of programs I had running and a bunch of things, it really came down to a single affirmation. I am totally and completely supported by the universe at all times, from all directions, and I am the universe, so I am showing up for my own self in this way. All right? So that right there is a good example of uncover what it is that you're saying to yourself that is working against you. Because something in this whole beautiful spread is apparent that there's still stuff that we're being forced to work on. And I bet you any money, a lot of you, it has to do with the withdrawal of that divine masculine. All right? So what is the World card? It is the connection that you have with your universe, with the universe. All right? The source. This card came up in the masculine reading as well. Okay? This is your career expansion, your hope. All right? Your awareness that you are responsible for your own universe, your own world that you are living on. All right? So that's the foundational understanding of everything that we've got right here. The key is this Three of Swords. So to me, it's very encouraging. Now, if I saw the Three of Swords and it was combined with a bunch of other cards, I would be like, oh my God, you know. But this card actually, in the midst of all these other cards, it actually really confirms what I've already known. And that is there's some significant work going on in the Divine Feminine at the deepest levels. Okay, so she's peeled away the onion layers. She's down to the nitty gritty. And you're gonna uncover those things and you're going to release them and let them go. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's look at this card, the Seven of Cups. All right, when I see this cup, when I see this cards with these cups in particular, my first reaction is always creating your union, looking at all the possibilities. What are the things that you want? What are the things that you don't want? What are the things that are still haunting you? What is your vision of home? What is your vision of how you're going to lead your life? How is, you know, what is creeping out at you that you need? In other words, creating your union, all right? But Seven of Cups also, of course, has other meanings. Some of them not considered to be as positive as the one that I always see this card as. You know, a little bit of overindulging in thoughts of what the future may bring. Well, guess what? In a sense, that's how we create our reality. We overindulge. We daydream. We see things. We try them on. We experience them. All right? But what this card is saying is that there is some choice that's needed. There are decisions that need to be made to move forward, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised at all if this does have to do with your Three of Swords, all right? There are choices that you're going to need to make on this path in creating your union, which are a direct reflection of the healing that you do from the Three of Swords, okay? That's going to cause some decisions that you'll make either on how you approach your situation or how you think about your situation or how you feel about your situation. But a decision does need to be made. And I think that it's interesting because I relate to this one thing. You know, I'm just glancing here at the book for something, and it talks about so many possibilities. Her eyes are closed. There's so many possibilities. I myself right now have been, with my career, have been very, very overloaded with so many wonderful possibilities that it's almost overwhelming. It almost like making a choice becomes very difficult. Oh my gosh, do I do this or do I do that? Do I do this or do I do that? But I want to say, yes, a decision needs to be made. But before the decisions need to be made, you know, this Three of Swords needs to be dealt with. Because there's so many, you have no idea how many programs, your deepest programs that maybe aren't manifesting in the material world the same way. But if there's any sticking points at all, it's like it totally influences the choices that you have to make. And you might make completely different choices if you don't resolve whatever some of these sticking points are with the Three of Swords. So anyways, I really, really like this reading. I did pull 2 cards from the Ascended Master deck. And the first card is where we're at right now. And that is to let it go. All right. I want to say that this let it go card goes directly with this Three of Swords card. So you really need to start pinpointing what it is that you're saying to yourself. Write it down. What are you believing about situations? What is it that you're telling yourself about situations? And then a decision has to be made. There we go with that Seven of Cups. Some decisions have to be made to let them go. That those are no longer helpful beliefs. But I want to say even more than just letting go, I want to say we almost need to recast them. And you know, I do believe that a lot of these programs that we run fall into major categories. Like I said, I had, 20, 30 things that I could think of that all really revolved this negative emotion that comes up, triggers and things like that, that really all revolve around one same thing, not feeling supported by the universe. So when you figure out what that is, reframe what it is, reframe it. I trust the universe implicitly to deliver everything to I need. I'm fully supported by the universe. And you start writing these other things that kind of take the place, and then really repeat them daily, again and again and again. This will help transform, and this is going to help you let go of those programs. So, where are we going in all of this? My friend Katumi shows up. Katumi, I'm so glad to have you here with us. And your job right now in the where you're headed is to stay focused. Stay focused on the creation of what you prefer. Okay? There's so many things happening in the world right now. Okay? If what you're seeing, say, in your news feeds on Facebook isn't what you prefer, get away from it. Walk away, step away. Stay very, very focused on creating that reality that you prefer. Because this is where the vibrations align with whatever is in your vortex, all of these things that we've called forth. You know, this 3 of Staves and this venture, this you're waiting for that ship to come in. You know, you need to stay with that alignment, with laser focus. Okay? You have to remember why you're doing all of this. You have to remember how important your mission and your goals are in all of this. And it's very instrumental to creating your union, all of this, you know, because your union is created inside of you first. And you must feel fully supported by the universe. You must clear those patterns that are not helping you, that are holding you back, that are keeping you from not manifesting the things that you want. You need to let those go. And then you need to make some, you know, choices as to how you proceed forward once those are no longer in place. And I want to say the choice is choose to replace this negative programs that the negative program that you're running with some really helpful things, all right? And that requires focus. Be very focused, Katumi says. Well, I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. I really feel very, very good about where the Divine Feminine is at right now, because as the Divine Masculine kind of pulls back just a little bit, because he's really, really struggling with some of this, you know, patriarchal, traditional masculine, he's actually wore himself out, all right? At that same time, I believe that a lot of you are feeling the pain of that. It's making you revisit some things that you thought, oh, I'm done with that. Don't be surprised. You know, the peeling the onion layers, it's not that the process will never complete, but there's so many myriad ways where these programs show up. It's like that one program that I was just saying where I said the universe fully supports me. Oh my God, the number of ways it shows up that the universe doesn't support me is if it's you know, the belief system can show up in so many ways. We have to find what it is that we're really, really deep down afraid of and to reframe that whole thing. So that, I believe, is the work that's cut out for you, which will enable you to let go. You know, let go of those. Then, I mean, gosh, you couldn't say you have so much going for you, you know? And just remember, all of this stuff is the creation of your union. All of it. Because you cannot rush the process of two people coming into their wholeness, two people having to let go of the things that block them. But if you can look at it as you've already created that union within your own heart, and you know what that looks like. You know what it looks like in a physical manifestation. You've tried that on before. So it's there for you. But you have to, and once again, I say this many times, and I got this from Bashar, but you really have to look at all these situations that happen that you don't prefer as a stepping stone for what you do prefer. That's what this Three of Swords is here to teach you. It is a stepping stone. You cannot get to where you're going without going through this Three of Swords. So, that's what I have to say about that. So anyways, my name is Debbie DuBois. My website is True Sacred Union. I have Facebook groups True Sacred Union, also Raising Vibrational Frequencies, which is a website. It is a Facebook page and group that offers up inspiration and high vibrations. It's a great place to visit when you really need a boost and you want to keep your vibrations high. I've also reopened or re-emphasized a group that I started a long time ago called What on Earth 2018. There's a page, which is where I post everything originally, and then I'll share it to the group, and that's where people can interact on it. But it's really kind of outlining what's happening on the planet. I try to keep it as positive as possible. Sometimes I will mention a few things that are meant to enlighten you to what's going on if you're not sure of some things that are going on. But mostly I really try to bring the helpful stuff that's happening on the planet. What's shifting as a result of all of us doing all this work. So my website is True Sacred Union. If you would like to book a reading with me, I do these readings very focused for whatever information you'd like me to read for. It's available in my shop on my website. I do sessions, but my sessions are limited to those people who really feel the calling to, that they really need to have a session with me. And I will tell you that a lot of times when people have a session, they have one session and they see what they need to see. I don't find that people need to work with me on a long-term basis, because usually when they're guided to come to me, there's something very specifically that I'm supposed to show them. So if you feel that's you, please, I would love to hear from you. I guess that's it. I look forward to the next reading. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed the reading as much as I enjoyed giving it to you. Namaste. Many blessings. Love you. Bye-bye.